Hi guys, it's FD once more with yet another video, and this time we want to give Donald Trump his school report card. Has he been good for crypto or not? That's what we want to cover in this video. If you want to know more about that, please keep watching. But before we proceed, this video is not financial advice. Please do not take what I'm going to share with you in this video as advice of any sort. Please do your own research, and this content is also not targeting UK audiences. The UK authorities do deem anything crypto related to be extremely risky. They're trying to protect you, they say. That said, let's come back to Donald Trump. Has he been good for crypto? Has he been bad for crypto? Or a mixed bag may be more appropriate, with clear upsides for parts of the industry, but also some serious downsides and structural risks. Let's walk you through what we think about Donald Trump's report cards. First, let's look at the ways, go to balance these things. Let's look at the ways he's been good for crypto. Let's start with regulatory clarity and greater institutional acceptance. Trump signed Executive Order 14178, strengthening American leadership in digital financial technology, which effectively reversed parts of prior crypto crackdowns, asked agencies like SEC to pause certain enforcement actions, and instructed the creation of a federal working group to build a regulatory framework for digital assets. And in July 2025, he signed into law the Genius Act, the first major stablecoin legislation in US history. The act mandates reserve backing for payment stablecoins and offers regulatory clarity, including disclosures and oversight requirements. The more permissive pro-crypto stance appears to be bearing fruit. According to recent data, large financial institutions, for example, certain US banks, as of this week, the week of recording, we had Bank of America have now given guidance to their investment advisors, offer their clients between 1 to 4%, I think 1 to 4% into crypto or Bitcoin. I think it will be crypto, not just Bitcoin. And more are preparing to expand crypto-related services or provide regulatory access, citing increasing institutional demand under the pro-crypto regulatory climate. The Trump administration has also reportedly created a strategic Bitcoin reserve and the US digital asset stockpile, designating seized crypto holdings to be retained as part of a federal reserve, a symbolic but potentially meaningful signal of government acceptance of crypto as a legitimate asset class. And the implications here cover the following. The resulting legal and regulatory clarity reduces one of crypto's biggest historical headwinds: uncertainty about enforcement, banking access, and stablecoin legitimacy. That helps institutional adoption, onboarding, and may attract new capital. A renewed legitimacy and institutional scale narrative, crypto as infrastructure as well as sovereign asset. And by framing crypto as a matter of national interest, even elevating it to a strategic asset class, Trump's rhetoric and policy shift lifts crypto from being a fringe or speculative niche to something with geopolitical and institutional weight. This broader legitimization can help shift crypto's identity from Wild West of finance to digital asset infrastructure, part of the financial system, which can attract long-term patient capital, pension funds, treasuries, and so forth. Yeah, there was one of the biggest fund managers in the US has just entered crypto as well, so that is huge. And with them, I think the way the portfolios they manage work is that they do what's called auto rebalancing, where if a portfolio has got, say, 4%, let's take Bitcoin for example, 4%, Bitcoin has got to account for 4% of a portfolio. If Bitcoin's price goes up, it sells a little bit to keep it at 4%. If Bitcoin price crashes, they sell a lot more, which then means Bitcoin and or crypto prices could actually stabilize because of that. Because if you have most of these, it just means the market will not be seeing all those hugely exaggerated, price fluctuations. That is just me hoping. Anyway, so with that in mind, I think greater institutional and regulatory alignment might make crypto less about wild speculation. Over time, this may increase stability, adoption, and mainstream integration. You're talking about payments, stablecoins, custody, and regulated exchanges. Let's look at the wider market, where we are looking at stablecoins and on ramps for users and investors. And with the likes of the Genius Act for stablecoin regulation in place and clearer rules for banks, stablecoins become safer for users and financial institutions. And this could boost usage for payments, remittances, and cross-border flows. Now you got the likes of PayPal with their own stablecoin, and checking it the other day, and it's now into the billion. So it's doing quite well. This is the market cap, that is. And as compliance burdens is, or at least become more predictable, more firms may feel confident building on crypto rails, including exchanges, wallets, payment providers, potentially enabling a broader wave of adoption. This could lead to growth in real-use crypto apps, not just speculative trading, perhaps improving long-term utility and network effect of major crypto assets. Now, that was on the positive sides. What about on the other side of the equation? Ways Trump's crypto era has been bad or fraught, especially for retail and memecoin culture. Let's start on that. Memecoin, overhyped bad tokens, and regulatory and ethical risks. Around the time of his inauguration, Trump and his family launched two meme coins. You got the Trump coin and Melania on the premise of joining crypto revolution. To me, that was just maximum extraction. And those two coins quickly drew heavy retail demand and speculation, but also major red flags. Centralized control, extreme concentration of supply, and questionable fairness. Some analysts warn these two coins may attract regulatory action from the SEC, undermining trust. But he's got his men inside, so that won't happen anytime soon. Maybe with the next American administration, not the current. So indeed, developers and industry insiders have expressed concern that the Trump-backed memecoin wave could bring more scrutiny, but he is still in power, so things are still good. The only thing I fear the most though is, oh, this is good whilst he's in charge. When a different administration comes in, they may try to walk back everything he's put in place, especially things that were put in for self-benefit. That is my main worry, which might also mean it will be a re-evaluation of everything that was put in place, unless most of this is put through Congress, which will be a different kettle of fish altogether. So, Trump's scorecard, has it been good for crypto? Has it been bad for crypto? I'll go with the mixed bag. He has been both good and bad. Good in that he brought an element of acceptancy and clarity. Bad in the sense that he's introduced some element that we did not need. We had our own scams in crypto, but he's brought them on a commercial scale. His meme coins, he made billions from that. His wife's meme coin, they made millions, not billions, I think. And now they've got their own worldly but finance or whatever it's called. Yeah, that's questionable. And then pardoning some of the crazy people, or some people have done some bad things. Here I'm not talking of Zizi, because I think Zizi was targeted because he was Binance. People were mistakenly associating Binance with China, which I thought was wrong. Anyway, guys, I think it's a mixed bag. So if I were to give Trump a score, I'll probably say 50%. I can't give him below that. I can't give him above that. I'll just go through the middle. I think it's 50%. It could have been better, but he hasn't helped himself. There are other things that I've not covered in this video. For example, his tariffs. They hammered the crypto markets big time because we're just part of the same financial system, same resources. So it goes out, and some of it could have been down to benefiting his insiders as well. Those who are close to him. I don't know, but I think a 50% mark on his report card, I think it's a good mark for where we are today. What I want to know from you guys is, what do you think about Trump's contribution to the space? Do you think we are out of the woods, or we've got to brace ourselves once Trump leaves the office? That's what I want to know from you guys. Until the next one, FD465.tv signing out for now. Bye.